Well, hi, you guys. It's time to dig in again, once again. I think this is session 3 um, in our short readings before we get into Advent. And today we're going to be in the Gospel of Mark. And it's going to be Mark chapter 1, verses 35 through 39. So I'm excited to see where today's reading is going to take us. So let's dig right in. Mark chapter 1, verses 35 through 39. Okay, it says, in the early morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up and left the house and went away to a secluded place and was praying there. Simon and his companions searched for him. They found him and said to him, "Everyone is looking for you." And he said to them, "Let's go somewhere else to the towns nearby, so that I may preach there also. For that is why I came for. For that is what I came for." And then verse 39, and he went into their synagogues and throughout all Galilee, preaching and casting out demons. So in our short reading, taken from a little bit different verse, they focus on verse 38, where Jesus says, Jesus replied and he said, "We must go on to other towns as well, and I will preach to them too, and that is why I came." So again, Jesus is just getting into more detail about who he is and why he came, and specifically what he is here for. So in my uh, in my version, it says that he came to preach, but the footnote in my Bible says that preach means to proclaim. So, what is Jesus proclaiming? He's telling people about himself, and he's telling people about the kingdom of God. And eventually, he will begin to tell even more than that. He'll get more specific and get into more detail as during the course of the 3 years that he was here on earth. He just taught more and more, and more people kept following him because what he was saying just rang true. It was truth. So let's see what the author has to say about this passage. So Jesus did not remain in one place. It's true that he never ventured far beyond Judea and Galilee, but he had some influence among Gentiles and sent his followers into all the nations before he ascended. What began in a village called Bethlehem was intended to reach into every corner of the world, a single seed that would cover the planet with its growth. This is why he came. The incarnation, the life, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus was the central event in a global mission. So, yeah, Jesus had a mission and a ministry here on earth, and it wasn't just in one small area, but it was a mission that was going to cover the entire globe. It started with him, but it would continue on through his followers, through everyone who believed. In fact, we're part of that global mission right now. For people, even today, who know Jesus, every time you go and share the gospel with somebody, you're participating in that global mission that Jesus started over 2,000 years ago when he was here on earth. And, he didn't just stay in one town that he said. That's what this passage is about. He said, there's other towns that I need to go to and tell them too about me. So, well, guess what? If Jesus didn't go to other towns, and then if the apostles didn't go to other towns, and then every believer after that didn't go, then you know what? You and I wouldn't even know. Because it's because of every believer that once they heard the good news about Jesus, they went and told everyone. That's how we all came to know this wonderful truth. So that's a pretty cool thing, don't you think? That Jesus came to tell us this wonderful good news, and he didn't keep it to himself, or he didn't just keep it to his own little local town. Let's see what the reflection questions say. What does it say about God's mission that the nativity took place in Bethlehem rather than a more prominent place? Now, this is asking us a little bit different question here. So, Bethlehem was a small town. It wasn't like a big city like New York City. It was a small town, and certainly the place where he was born was certainly not the Ritz Hotel, that's for sure. It was a barn, essentially, where the animals stayed, where they fed the animals. And Jesus's bed was, you know, a little trough of hay where the cows would eat. It was not a fancy place at all. But what does that tell you about God's mission? That he didn't come just to save the special people. That's what it tells me. Now, you can have a conversation amongst yourselves and maybe you'll come up with other ideas too. But what it tells me right off the bat is that Jesus brought his message. The first people that knew about Jesus's birth were the shepherds, and they were not high society people. They weren't rich. They weren't special. They were just humble shepherds, and they were the first to know about it, Jesus's birth. And they got to see angels in the sky proclaiming this to them. And then a whole bunch of angels were singing about Jesus's birth. It's pretty amazing. What an amazing thing to be able to see. And he revealed that to the most humble group of people. So I hope this spurs some conversation with you guys and you have some good talks about what this means to you, and that you get even more excited about the special time of year that we're entering into, and that it's not about just buying presents and eating good food and getting all tensed out about, oh, whose gift am I going to buy? Think about the gift of salvation that we've been given. We've been given the greatest gift of all. And think about a gift that you can give Jesus. What's the greatest gift you could give him? I think just telling him that you love him and that you're thankful for what he's done could be probably one of the best gifts you could give him. So I hope you enjoy thinking about these thoughts and just thinking about Jesus and just telling him that you love him. And most of all, you know what? I love you guys too. So I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. And until next time, just enjoy your day. Love you guys.